Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform, to become your spiritual server. And welcome to the daily reading for today, Monday, September the 24th of 2018. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I know it's a little late me getting this out, the daily. Most of y'all are probably at work or on your break. That being said, I still wanted to make this video because the cards that I drew for today are quite frankly perfect. And I will be making a video later on today going more into detail about this full moon in Aries that we have today. But as you can see, the cards that I drew for today are the cards of Breakthrough and the Outsider, which translate to the card of Justice and the Five of Pentacles. And these are sponsored by the Sacred Geometry card of Change, which reads, "The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new." Today is going to be a rather powerful day. We have a full moon in Aries at 2 degrees, but this won't happen until the tail end of the day, around 10:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when this full moon will apex. So the moon, as of right now, is finishing up in Pisces, towards the tail end of Pisces. So there's definitely this feeling that we're a little bit more connected to spirits, and we're a little bit more connected to the mystical, the dreams, illusions, delusions, magic. And we have also this Mercury sextiling over to the North Node today, and as well as trying the South Node today at 4 degrees. The Sun will also be making a quincunx over to Uranus, and then this is all heading into that full moon in Aries. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this particular video talking about the astrology itself, because I'm going to save that for my full moon video, which I'll be filming later on this evening. But I really do want to talk about these cards because they are really perfect for what's going on today. Now, why do I say that? Well, we have the full moon in Aries. So the moon being in Aries, the moon, which represents our emotions, in many ways represents past lives and our subconscious. And Aries is being the first sign of the zodiac, being cardinal fire. It's about our personality, ego, how we initiate things, and our personal issues. In many ways, like how people see us, our mask, so to speak. Today is going to be a day where we are literally going to break through. Really, we're going to be given the opportunity to break through. Now, looking at these cards, like I said, we have the card of Justice and the card of the Five of Pentacles with Change. I can't think of two more perfect cards to go together than with this full moon. Because you got to think about it. This kid is on the outside looking in. They feel like they're on the outside. They feel like they don't really feel prosperous. They don't feel abundant. They are operating from a poverty consciousness. When you're on the outside looking in, you feel lack. You feel scarcity, which is an illusion, by the way, because you are truly abundant. But sometimes in life, we do feel like we're on the outside looking in. Normally, this card shows people outside of a church building. And it was interesting because the other day, actually, me, my fiance, and her parents were actually talking about this as we were driving through the city, and we were talking about the homeless and how I don't want to make a blanket statement, but it is unfortunate that we don't have more churches that provide for the homeless and open up their doors to the homeless. It's like these individuals, they look from the outside in, and typically this card shows people who are, either diseased or on crutches, and there's light shining through those windows from the inside, but they're outside in the cold, in the snow. And it's interesting because now we're heading into fall. It's officially fall, so that means that it actually is about to get colder. So this is actually a moment in time where people are going to start to feel more on the outside. They're going to want to go towards that warmth. And what a perfect card to have with it, with breakthrough and justice, right? A lot of times, like I said, we do feel like we're on the outside. We feel like we have been given a bad hand by the universe. We feel like we've been shafted. We feel like we have lack. And today is a day where this full moon in Aries is asking you to literally, quite literally, ram your way through and give yourself the opportunity, to cease the change. Sorry, I'm getting very excited here. But it is Aries. It's very passionate, right? It's very fired up. How long will you allow yourself to feel like you are an outsider? How long will you shaft yourself? Because this is really about what you do to yourself, what actions you take, your behaviors. You actually have the opportunity to change in a great way. The only way that you're going to find justice is if you make the decision to break through. Think of it, this is the ram. The ram does break through. Think of like a battering ram, or just like when I don't know if you guys have ever seen those nature documentaries when like rams, like male rams, are like butting each other, and you hear that loud clank. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's like they're knocking each other's brains out, but that's what they have to do to survive. And sometimes it feels like you are up against the world. And it's interesting too, because we have to consider that this full moon is going to be conjunct Chiron at 0 degrees of Aries, which you can arguably say is 30 degrees of Pisces. So we are literally kind of at this alpha and omega point with the last sign of the zodiac and the first sign of the zodiac, where really this full moon is giving us a great opportunity for us to heal in a great capacity. But we do have to make that decision to whether or not we continue to leave ourselves outside of the temple. If you think of a church as the temple, whether we leave ourselves outside of the temple in the cold, in the snow, in the rain, in the thunder, in the lightning, or will we have the compassion and allow ourselves to come inside, to break through, and to change? That's what this is all about. And I'm feeling that this is more coming from a spiritual place, even though this is Aries, which can be rather physical. I think this is a very spiritual thing. I think this has to do a lot with our spiritual bodies and our emotional bodies. I would even say mental bodies. Because, the sun is in Libra, so it's very much so about communication in the mind. And Mercury's going to be here too. I'll talk more about that in the later video. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to change the way that you see this world? Are you willing to actually break through and not operate from poverty consciousness? To not operate from victim consciousness? I know we all have felt like we have received a shaft, unnecessarily so, and seemingly outside of our control. But we do have the ability to choose how we respond to these external stimuli. This is about accepting yourself and bringing yourself into the temple. You are the temple. You are the temple of God. You are the temple of this divinity. Are you going to leave yourself out, or are you going to bring yourself in? Are you going to remain an outsider, or are you going to become an insider? This is about going within. This is a breakthrough that's going within. This is a breakthrough to the depths of our soul, so we may actually change in a deep, profound way that will eventually proliferate so we may see that change in our external reality, but it first starts within. I really can't think of more perfect cards. To be an outsider, but then have the card of breakthrough. The universe is telling you, singing to you, you don't have to be an outsider. Whatever dream that you want, whatever goal that you're going for, whatever it is that you want and desire in your life, that which you want to manifest and bring forth, you are not an outsider. You are an insider. You have insider information. Do not seek outside of yourself for truth today. Go within. I would say collaborate with others that remind you of who you are, that are also going within for that truth. Share stories. But do not externalize your power today. You are the power. You are divine. You are the temple. You are the change you seek in this world. Become it. Be it. Break through. That's how you're going to get justice today. That is it for your reading, my beloved. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, I am still running myself. This is the last week. I may push this into the first week of October, but we'll see how that goes. If you really would like to have a reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.
Something rises, something holy.